fleshies, and welcome to Live. How are you, my fleshies? Are you having a good day? Welcome to my humble abode. Check out today's poll that's already up. Today's live is what we found in the Boneyard June edition. Today I'm not making jokes about the weather, storms, or murky waters, as the area around where Charlie lives got hit pretty hard with a bunch of waters. I gladly give Charlie's heart to the citizens of Venezuela, as they have sustained heavy damage due to not one, but two major earthquakes. Don't you love my use of Charlie's hand? It comes in so handy. Ha ha ha. Hello there, Carry Me Through. Glad you could join me in the Boneyard today. Always good to see friends. The purpose of today's live is to take a look back at the month of June. I told Charlie, my fleshy writer, that I wanted to take a page out of his main channel and spend some time glancing back at this channel over the past month. I wanted to take some time glancing back at the creepiness that is his creations. This month, the channel gained 3 new subscribers. We had 534 views, 6.1 watch time hours, 3,669 impressions, and tonight, as I already said, 3 more fleshies have wandered into the graveyard, the Boneyard, and decided to stay. Thank you for subscribing. I hope you brought a shovel, because we've got a lot of digging to do. This month, our watch time has skyrocketed by 500%, in part by you joining me for this lovely ride in the dark that we call lives. Impressions are up, and the CTR is up. Shorts have always been the driving force behind the channel's growth, and I'm not going to spend much time sinking my teeth, well, if I had teeth, into them. Me and Charlie need to do a better job at putting out stories. Maybe it would help if I offered some hands that I've dug up from some friends or Charlie or to help him type up the stories. But anyways, I know he has another story written up for you, and I think he has the next story ready for the exhuming archive, ready for you to sink your teeth into. Don't forget to give this little thing a like. It always helps me. Now, our next story that'll be popping up from the earth is one that will keep you from taking your neighbor's offer. It'll keep you from taking your neighbors up on their offer for a glass of pop the next time you come over. This is another story where the big bad is just another fleshy. Not my favorite type of big bad, but I suppose it'll do. I can't be too picky over the stories that come from Charlie's squishy brain. Talking about brains, this big bad is looking to create monsters who also love brains. Makes me wish I had mine. Charlie's gonna end up with a mascot on his channel, and it looks like it's going to be a Bigfoot. Or as I like to call him, Sasquatch. This channel is also going to have a mascot. Someone who will pop up from time to time. Not sure what or who that mascot will be. I told Charlie that I didn't want to be the mascot. I'm a little shy. So I don't know, maybe a vampire bat, a friendly little black widow that just wants to cuddle, a black cat, or maybe a rattlesnake? What do you think? Oh, wait, maybe we should do a rat. Something fresh from my mausoleum, perhaps. Now, if you want to help me out, you can vote. Drop a 1 for vampire bat, a cuddly black widow for number 2, a black cat 3, the number a black cat number 3, or the rattlesnake number 4. Oh, but if you have an idea for your own, just drop that into chat. Coming up in July, we have some real fun stuff to take in story-wise. What he had that I talked about earlier could still possibly make it into June after all. Charlie already has it typed up, ready to go. But then we have Making It, where a man builds his own pet in order to protect his home and his village. We have Inspired, where a woman to be inspired by a certain queen from Europe to come up with her own cure for her sickness. At the bottom, a woman's house comes with a secret. There's a well, and something intelligent lives in the bottom of the well. But what is it? We may never know, but I hear it likes to have the last laugh. And when it comes to lives, fleshies, I'm not going to leave you in the dark. We're going to learn how Charlie writes his stories. We'll talk about werewolves. Oh, and don't tell anyone, but somebody has a birthday coming up. He'll be another year older and another year closer to joining me in my boneyard. But here's the kicker. I'm leaving the topic up to you, fleshies. Right now, the topic looks like it's going to be the scribe's favorite stories so far and why. In order to find the poll, you'll have to dig for it because it's buried. It was made 6 days ago. And like I said, it's buried in the community page. We'll also talk about what movies have added to monster lore. And we'll say goodbye to July by doing another one of these little lives. It's going to be hard for me to guess which stories are going to make the cut and which ones need to end up on the floor. I do wonder if my picks will be your favorites as well. I'm learning that my fleshies have varied opinions on things, which reminds me, I know not every story is going to be something you're going to like, but please be kind and keep your bad language out of the comments section, or I might just have to cut those comments out. One thing I'm learning is that Charlie softens some of his stories a bit to make them fit into YouTube's window of acceptable horror. Still, some of the stories will really have to be softened, let me tell you. Charlie may be small, but the man has an imagination that goes on and on and on and on. It's deeper than some of the graves in the Boneyard. Honestly, it's why I'm here. I love hearing him work on stories, and I enjoy whispering in his ears. I don't like it, though, when he ignores my ideas because he claims that they're too ghastly. Oh well, I guess that is just the way the bones crumble, right? Anyway, what do you think? Is July going to blow up? Are we finally going to reach 50 subscribers? We'll just have to wait and see. Well, maybe you'll have to wait and see, since I really don't have eyes. Huh. Interesting. If you're on your phone and you can't see chat, make sure to click on chat publicly. Sometimes it doesn't pop up. Anyone want to chat? Do you have questions for me? Do you? Do you? One thing about me, I can be a little talkative. You know, like a parrot. I talk so much sometimes I even talk in the tomb. It really freaks out the keeper of the boneyard. I enjoy that. Fleshies, are you excited? Did I whet your appetite for more to come? You are way too quiet today. I'm honestly not used to it. Granted, this is only our third live ever on this channel. Sorry. Would I rather have 3 wishes and live 3,000 more years? Honestly, by watching Charlie and his struggles, I don't know if I want to live. I'm happy to be where I'm at. Oh no! Well, I'm glad you're here, D-Man. Sorry it didn't send. I really need to get one of these for myself. I'll make a request and get a rat. I wonder if Charlie could afford a live one. That would be cool. Could you imagine a live rat joining me in the boneyard? That would be amazing. I also need a few skulls. That would also be cool. Hamsters. Never seen one. Charlie has a few skulls. Have you seen them, D-Man? I know he has a deer skull and maybe a skunk or a raccoon. I think it's a raccoon. And he has a plastic skull that might be joining me in the decorations for the boneyard. Well, you can't see mine. Mine's in my coffin. But I'll have to have Charlie show off his. And no, not the one in his head either. That would be bad. Really bad. But entertaining at the same time. Oh, did I say that? I'm sorry. We wouldn't want him hurt. At all. I haven't seen Upgrade in a while. I hope he's okay. No, really, I do. I love my fleshies. I'm hoping that my stories that I'm going to pick out from my favorites are some of yours. Also, remember, July 16th is somebody's birthday. He may not appreciate me telling you, but at the same time, oh well. After all, he put out my birthday. It's only fitting that I spoil his. Right, fleshies? Anyway, we'll be going live the day after. I'm thinking of baking him a cake. And instead of 500 blackbirds, maybe 500 spiders. Do you think he'll like it? I'm thinking it'll be a gas. One thing about Charlie, it won't make him run. He does like spiders. So maybe that's a good thing. For those who don't know, Charlie was at church yesterday when the storm hit again. It took them forever to get home. It was dark and rainy and absolute horrible conditions. There were trees in the street, water that the driver had to go through. It was horrible. But I'm here to tell you, he made it home in one piece. Just thought you should know. Also, I'll be putting up a poll for the mascots if I haven't already. And Charlie asked me to remind you to vote for the mascot in his community page. But right now, it looks like Bigfoot is winning that fight. I don't want something cute and cuddly. But if I have to, I have to. One thing about it, with my mask on, you don't have to see anybody yawning. Darn shadow. I wish it would go away. But what can you do? So tell me, fleshies, what's new with you? Anything? Have the scorpions been stinging? Do you have do you have spiders crawling around? Snakes at your feet? Or maybe the black cat has your tongue? Nice. I had the weird experience of having a rat one time steal some of my bones. It was really unsettling, as you can imagine. But I got him good. Oh no. Well, that can't be good. Curses are never a good thing, which is why I don't deal with them. They're never a good thing. That's for sure. Now, rolling the dice. That I've done. Even Charlie has rolled dice playing Dungeons and Dragons when he was a kid. He actually enjoyed that. I suppose there might be people who would say that maybe that's where I came from, but I promise you, it's not. I'm all Charlie's fault. Him and his imagination. Carrie, are you still here? If so, you've been quiet. Though I understand if you're tired. I don't know if Charlie will feel it, but I'll give him a kick for you. Sometimes he needs to be kick started. Though I don't know if he'll feel a kick from me or not. But I can always try. Ooh. That is sure to get his attention. And I have a few I could let him borrow. It's one thing Charlie has never had in his collection. Although I do know he doesn't really like rodents. I don't know why. Have I ever traversed mountains? The Appalachians. They're a beautiful place to wander, dead or alive. There's some really great people in those mountains and in the dirt. Never saw many mountains in England. At least not the parts I'm from. Originally. Before I lost my accent. If I ever had an accent. You know, sometimes Charlie writes up these scripts and he doesn't really consider how much time is really needed. I think he's better off allowing me to write the script. But then my fingers don't work as good as his. I could ask his AI to write the scripts, but then it takes the humanity out of it. Agreed. You know, there is something to be said for wearing a mask. The screen sometimes gets a little bit blurry. Not because. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to adjust the camera so you can see the background better. I just heard a rooster. I wonder if Charlie ever thinks of having chicken noodle soup when he hears those roosters. No, knowing Charlie, he likes the roosters. I like them too. I used to have roosters when I was, well, back in my day, shall we say? Sometimes I think Charlie is much too shy for his own good. Ever been shy, fleshies? I don't see where we have any new fleshies coming in. That's sad. You were voted quietest member in your class? That would have been Charlie for sure. There were teachers who wondered if he had a voice. Afraid of me? Do you like my face? Now you know what's underneath the mask. I suppose. Maybe they should be afraid. Then again, maybe not. However, let me just say the best nightmares are the worst nightmares. They make you tough. This is true. I am more ominous. It's Charlie that's the creepy one. After all, look how he decorated, telling me to keep out. I really need to talk to him about that. And who paints their walls blue? He should have painted it black. Just kidding. Just kidding. We tried borrowing a computer's voice to do my voice for me in the videos, and it just didn't work. But it would certainly save mine. Not used to talking this much. It used to be the only person I talked to was me. And then I met Charlie, and I learned what talking really is. I know. Just one more fleshy needed. We can add another tombstone to the Boneyard. And don't worry, the minute you enter the boneyard, your name gets added both to the ledger and to a gravestone. That's the one you pull up for story time. Not that it's a bad thing, mind you. I'm not like some channels. Or maybe I should say, my channel isn't like some channels, where once you come in, you can never leave. No, my channel is much more fluid than that. You're free to leave at any time. But I'll always keep a part of you when you do leave. I keep your gravestone. No, I'll never forget. Especially if you're one of my kind of people. Fleshies can be fun. Usually the ones I remember are the ones who get tossed into the void. Not always. I love to hang close to the void and listen to the screams. I feel like you're missing something if you've never heard them. Of course, that would be bone chilling. There's something about hearing the screams of mortals as they're having their. As Hades has fun with them. That's a man who really knows how to add punishment to your afterlife. He works himself to death. That sounds a bit like Charlie. No, no, it's the perfect amount. Oh, look at that. You can see my eyeballs reflecting. Or maybe that's my skull. I don't know. I need a co host. But I don't know if Charlie could put up with more than one of me. His head might spin. Wouldn't that be a sight to see? Then again, my head might spin. And that would just be bad. I don't know if this time slot's going to work. And I upgrade is okay. He seems to be MIA. I do miss him. I don't know either. I'll have him tell me in a second. Do. Live probably just shut off. It's game night! And it's going to feature plants. He's thinking of doing a game night. Would you guess plants? He might even do some of them like he did where he blacked out the animals. We'll have to see how much work he's able to get done. %50 of you said that you like Dracula as your favorites. Charlie's too. He's a really dignified and aristocratic monster. He makes all of us look up to him. Anyway, fleshies, we're down to just 9 minutes. No, Halloween was much simpler. Maybe that's a topic for October. We can talk about Halloween traditions from back in my day. Charlie loves doing a deep dig. As do I. But normally, when I'm deep digging, it's to visit friends. I have the undertaker do the job for me, since I can't do it myself. I know Charlie passes out Halloween candy. He won't let me pass out candy. He's afraid of what I might pass out. Lady fingers. Nightmares. Me giving nightmares. We'll have to test that theory. Though at Charlie's church, they don't let you wear a mask, which is sort of sad. But maybe I'll help pass out candy this year in Charlie's neighborhood. And we'll count how many times the little fleshies cry. Not that I want them to cry. We'll just keep track of them. I'm really not a monster underneath all of this. Of course, it's for science. That is true. Some of us just have bigger monsters than others. I think we can all agree on that one. Charlie asked me if I'm hot. I'm never hot. I'm always cold. Honestly. I think monsters are worse than humans sometimes. Yes, 'tis true. Well, fleshies, since you're hungry, my friend, we'll stop live early so you can devour your food. Let me just say goodbye. I want to thank everyone who stayed to the end and didn't drop into the void. I also want to thank my moderator who wasn't here today, but normally he would be, for keeping chat friendly. Until next week, my fleshies, check under your bed, stay out of the murky waters, and keep your eyes on the shadows. And lastly, fleshies, pleasant nightmares. Goodbye, fleshies. I don't remember. There it is.